Coming to you live here from Ada, Oklahoma at ECU Stadium, East Central University, home of the Tigers, but tonight it's home of the Cougars and the Broncos as Bethany gets set for a quarterfinal matchup here in the 4A playoffs versus the Ada Cougars. Ada coming off a win last week against Cushing. Broncos, of course, coming off that big win last week at Weatherford, 28-6. In that win, we had Jackson Payne put up 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. Judson Gilliland had 100 yards on the ground for, I think, what must have been about the 12th or 13th time this season. Wyatt Geisler over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. Garrett Johnson had himself a touchdown. Just a good game all around. Offense did exactly what they wanted to do the whole game. Ran the ball down their throats with Judson Gilliland. Went over the top with Jackson Payne. Something that we're going to need to do tonight against some big impact players on the defensive side of the ball for the Ada Cougars. One guy that I'll be keeping an eye on tonight will be Wyatt Kilgore. I believe he's a junior defensive end, number 44, leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss. I think he's at 21 tackles for loss on the season. Now, Ada is a team that we could most likely beat here tonight, Brendan, based solely on the fact that our shared opponent that we both played, Ardmore, kind of kicked the crud out of them early on in the season. And Ardmore was a team that we were able to, I guess you could say, kick the crud out of. But as we spoke about before the game, it doesn't really work like that. Games aren't played on paper. Scores of previous games don't necessarily matter. Ada's got an explosive offense that can get you with some chunk plays, and that's something that's been a bit of a weakness for the Broncos this season.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw last game when we were in Weatherford, we saw a really good defense, one of the best defensive performances I think we've seen this year. We had Malaska covering up that D1 commit really, really well. I don't think he had a lot. He had that one big breakoff play, but that was it. So,
that was all they were able to score on, yeah.
So we're going to see a lot of him tonight. We're going to see a lot of Jackie Payne in the backfield trying to cover up in the quarters because, like you said, Ada likes to throw the ball, and they also like to hand the ball off to their star running back. So a lot of pressure on Gilliland and Devontae a little bit right there. And we also saw a really aggressive offense last week. They were letting Payne throw it out, giving some stuff on the edge with Gilliland. And things were just clicking for Bethany, and I hope that translates over to this game.
I will say, if we can learn anything from the fact that they did lose to Ardmore, that would be the fact that the run game works well against them. Ardmore's offense was heavily predicated on running the ball, especially in sort of a triple option set. If Ardmore can pick up a lot of points against Ada on the ground, that's something that Bethany has done well this season. The big guys up front on the offensive line, Ben Saylor and company, have really carried this team straight into the playoffs, and it's been a big advantage for them in a lot of games, that size advantage on the offensive line and a sort of a technique advantage, it feels like a little bit. But point being, we've got the stars on offense to put points up against this defense. It's just they've got some studs that we do have to worry about, especially their offense is highly predicated on high risk, high reward. And I feel like you can see that in Brock Broyles' touchdown to interception ratio. 28 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. 28 touchdowns is a pretty good amount. 14 interceptions is a lot. Yeah. That's about 1 per game that you're turning the ball over to the defense. So something that we could potentially make a play on. We've got guys in the backfield that can read a pass and pick it off, i.e. Our safety, our quarterback of the defense, Jackson Payne, had a nice one last week against, almost called him McAllister, against Weatherford. Now we'll have our captains come out here for Bethany. We've got Wyatt Geisler, Devontae Melton, Garrett Johnson, and then looks like Charlie Tolley there at the end.
Ooh, they called him Toll.
Right, they called him Toll. That PA announcer don't know. Yeah, they called Mr. Jackson, they called him Jackie also. But we've got a couple of guys that we want to watch out for, especially senior wide receiver Deontay Lindsay down there, one of the captains for these Ada Cougars. Definitely a guy we want to watch out for. Lanky receiver, speedy receiver, leading the team both in yards and touchdowns and catches. 53 catches, 987 yards, 11 touchdowns on the season so far for Lindsay. joined by, I think they're siblings, but really hard to know. Weren't able to confirm that before the game. But the Richardsons got several Richardsons on the offensive side. Lakevian Richardson, if I'm saying that right. Running back number 23, Karan Richardson, will be the guy that we're really paying attention to tonight. He's got 16 touchdowns on the season. Definitely seems to be the focal point of that offense. So it looks like Ada will receive the ball. They have won the toss. So Bethany will be kicking off. And looks like Bethany will be defending the south end zone there on the right side of your screen. Lots of focus on sportsmanship over the PA before this game. I think it's just typical of ECU and Ada's announcing style.
Yep.
Not anything between these two teams. I don't believe that, goodness, I didn't bring my program with me, so I don't know the matchup.
Yeah, and Ada's actually got a really, really cool little inflatable they've got some mist going over there.
Yeah,
or some fog. It's pretty cool. I like
something coming. Yeah, I don't know if that's dry ice or they got that. They got a fog machine on clearance from from Spirit Halloween when they shut down. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dig it. So, Ada Cougars about to come on the field. Ada, home of famous alumnus Dan Cody, defensive end for the Sooners in the 2000s. Played a few years for the Ravens. If you search Ada Cougars football, you get a lot of Dan Cody in your image search. Nothing wrong with that. Big old number 80. Those were the days. Not really. Tough times for OU those years, to be honest. Watching Nate Hibble was frustrating. Do you guys remember Nate Hibble? Maybe that's before your time.
Definitely was.
He was our post-Heupel quarterback while we were waiting for Jason White to recover from his knee injuries, and he did this thing. He'd get happy feet. He'd be back there to throw, and he'd tap his feet. It was real weird. I don't know what he was doing.
My era with the happy feet is even though he did really good with the Steelers and he did really good at OU, but a lot of people that we sat next to at the games, the old heads, they called Landry Jones Happy Feet.
Oh yeah, no, Landry was kind of a similar to Hibble, where I think he was kind of more a product of the system. He was never like a huge cannon arm guy, but really accurate, really good football acumen, I would say. But in any event, we're not here to talk about the pros and former OU quarterbacks. We're here to talk about our Broncos getting ready to take on this Ada Cougar team. So Wyatt Kilgore, the defensive end, the junior, 6 sacks, 21 tackles for loss. Definitely a guy that we want to pay attention to on defense. He wears number 44. Also, outside linebacker Owen Wofford, number 11, has had 5 interceptions on the season for the Cougars. Far and away leading the team in that stat. And here's the Cougars team taking the field. Now, technically, the Ada News called it an upset when we beat Weatherford. Other than divisional rankings, I don't know if anyone thought that was an upset. That being said, we're ranked higher than these guys in 4A. Again, game's not played on paper.
Yeah, and calling it an upset is just when you hold any team to 6 points, really, anything below 20 points is considered an upset. But
I'm a little salty. I'm salty.
It was a hard-fought football game for sure. So it wasn't anything that like a blowout. It was definitely big time on both ends. And something, Phil, that we talked about last week that we saw that was really, really hurting Bethany was penalties.
Penalties was awful, especially on the offensive line.
Offensive side, we had some turnover. We had a turnover from Gillen, just kind of a misread and fumbling the ball. But I'm really curious to see if that's something that coaches harped on this week, and I'm sure it is something. And that's definitely something that they need to focus on, because round 2 in the playoffs, that's something you don't want to happen.
Got to step up your game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Fog still hanging in the air from the Ada Cougars fog machine. Yeah, Ada actually has played Bethany twice previously. Ada won 35-28 back in 2017, and then took down Bethany 26-22 in a semifinal matchup that was hosted at Noble. And then, but back in 2016, Bethany actually did beat Ada 24-7. So, sort of mixed bag on the results in terms of both teams holding a little bit of an Ada's got a 2-1 advantage on the series, but that was 7 years ago. That's about 2 classes worth of athletes that have come and gone since. Mo Bamba by Sheck West.
Yeah,
playing over the loudspeaker. Not exactly Michigan at Penn State, but, the crowd's fired up.
Yeah.
Bethany getting set to kick.
Ooh, I thought they were going to do it.
That little hesitation, that was very convincing there.
They might have to pull that out tonight, depending on how the game goes.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, I think that's Calderon. That's not Denton Jaggers out there.
Oh.
Heck of a kick out the back of the end zone. That's a nice start for Bethany. Pinned the Ada Cougars' ears back at the 20. So this will be our first look at Brock Broyles, the junior quarterback for the Ada Cougars. Like I said, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 2,684 yards on the season. It was a shootout against Cushing last week, 53-50.
Wow, all offense.
So like I said, these guys can score points, but can they stop the other team from scoring them is the question. Broyles and Karan Richardson in the shotgun backfield to start the game for the Cougars.
Looks like Brake Brady has some kind of club on his wrist.
Oh, maybe an injury that we don't know about. Broyles takes the snap, all day to throw, no pressure, has an open receiver, but he went out of bounds before coming back in to catch it. They're just going to rule that incomplete. That's going to be illegal touching. In the NFL, I think that's a penalty. But
it is a penalty. But that's we were talking about that pregame. That's the first time we've seen Malaska kind of struggle on a go route covering that up.
Yeah, he did really give that one up. It's lucky that that ball was not really placed in the right spot, nor was the route crisply run. Still not the start for Bethany's defense that we wanted to see here. Jackson Payne coming up from the deep safety position. Pass batted down at the line. Charlie Tolley getting up there saying, "No, thank you, sir."
Really,
go ahead.
Really great play right there, getting his hands up. And like we've seen previously in the weeks, momentum is something big that Bethany feeds off of for sure.
And that'll give them a little bit of early momentum here, but it gives them an early 3rd and 10 here for the Cougars. If Bethany could get a stop here, that'd be a real nice way to start the game. And Malaska covering up Lindsay on the bottom of your screen. Lindsay in motion. Malaska staying with him. Looks like man-to-man coverage. And that's the target on the play, but the pass is again batted at the line of scrimmage. Was that Tolley who got a piece of it, or was it Brady this time?
That was Charlie Tolley once again.
Charlie Tolley. Wow, getting the hands up and knocking it down, and that's going to be 3 and out for the Ada Cougars on the first drive. Nice start for the Broncos on defense. Like we said before this game, definitely a team to fear on offense to an extent. Lots of playmakers on the outside and Karan Richardson in the backfield. Broyles, the quarterback, will do the punting here. Not a strong punt, but it'll get nearly to midfield before it bounces out at about the 8:46. It'll be real nice field position for the Broncos to start the game here on their first offensive drive.
Yeah, that was a really good defensive stop by Bethany for sure, being early in this game. And I'm surprised to see 3 throws in a row right there. They tried to get a big shot off. And
especially with Richardson in the backfield.
Yeah.
He definitely seems to be one of their main threats, but maybe they want us to be scared of that deep threat.
Yeah.
We're going to hear some cowbells clattering in the crowd here as Bethany comes out to take the field. I'm not sure what cowbells have to do with Cougars, but, we'll take it. 11:37 on the clock. Lots of time left in this first quarter. Gilliland going to get the handoff on a bit of an RPO look, and then he pitches out. I think that's Wyatt Geisler making people miss and picking up enough yardage for a first down. Well, that was a fun play.
That was a really fun play, and you don't see that much in high school. So it was an RPO. They let Payne read, and he handed it off, and they also allowed Gilliland to make a decision to pitch it.
So
I like that.
Is that an RPOO?
I don't know.
Is that an RPOO? 11:15 on the clock, 1st and 10. New set of downs for the Broncos here from the Cougars' 37-yard line. Clattering cowbells once again. Jackson Payne's back there with an empty set. He's going to tuck it and run. Right side. Little bit of a late hit there. Some gasps and oohs and ahs.
We heard some oohs and ahs from this side, but Payne took that like a champ.
He's good about that.
He didn't even move.
I will say, man, that guy takes a lot of hits where you could get up and complain, but he just keeps his head down and goes back to the huddle. This Bethany team has a lot of toughness. Braxton Mullins out there at wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Not a guy we've seen a ton of this year. Johnson in motion. Gillen going to get the pitch from Payne. Has a hole, sees it through, and picks up another first down. We are essentially in the red zone here in the 25, knocking on the door.
Yeah, like you said, we haven't seen him at wide receiver.
He may be in for maybe Seth Griner.
Yep.
That's typically someone that we see out there. They've got Geisler in the slot. Garrett Johnson is out split wide to the right at the top of your screen there. Gilliland going to get the direct snap. He was in trouble, but he made some people miss and picked up a few yards.
And that's the reason this guy is number one on this team, is he's so patient. And his awareness is really good, and that's something that colleges look at for sure, is him being able to do that.
Yeah, you got to be able to wait and read your blocks, not just try to sprint right into the back of one of your big guys and go down. I know a lot of people playing that NCAA video game are frustrated at that. 2nd and 7. They're going to do a little trickeration. Hand off to Gillen. He turns back around and throws it to Payne, who catches it and goes into the end zone. But there is a flag on the play, so I'm going to contain my excitement. Does look like it's going to be against the Broncos, unfortunately. Did Gillen pass the line of scrimmage before he threw that ball?
No, holding.
Hold. That does seem like it would be something that could happen when you've got a lot of stuff happening behind the line on that play. It's easy for an offensive lineman to grab a handful of jersey.
But we like to see Bethany calling plays like that. Very, very aggressive, very aware of the coaches, and we saw that last week with the play calling. And I agree. Keep it strong.
So that's going to make 2nd and 17 now for the Broncos. 9:29 left to go here in the first. Payne under pressure from Kilgore, but he throws over the middle. It's a dart to Johnson, and it's caught. Garrett Johnson with an excellent catch. Got hit as he pulled it in and still managed to go down. Makes it 3rd and short. Now 3rd and 5. I've had some messages from some viewers on my phone about the cowbells. Unfortunately, there is not much we can do, folks. We're working with it. 3rd and a short 5 for the Broncos here with 8:50 and counting on the clock. That's Geisler lined up behind Payne, who motions out right and gets the catch. Needs to make somebody miss, and he does! Up the right side of the field, and he's in! Touchdown, Broncos!
And we got the text, and they received
the message.
They received the message, and that will quiet the cowbells.
We will take that all day. Love to see that. Geisler showing off the elusiveness. It was an easy open field tackle. If they were able to make it, they could have pulled down Geisler short of the first. Instead, he jukes him out of his shoes, gets into that running lane on the right side, and just takes it all the way for 6. Love to see it. Griffin Tarrant on for the extra point, and he'll knock that one through. He was perfect last week. 4-4-4. 4-4-4. Love it. 8:38 remaining on the clock. 7-0 is the score. Bethany Broncos in the lead. You're watching Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Stadium, watching the Bethany Broncos take on the Ada Cougars in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. Bethany opening the scoring here to take a 7-0 lead. Wyatt Geisler on a touchdown catch from Jackson Payne. What was that, Brendan? About 22, 23 yards out, something like that?
Yeah, it was about 22 yards. They kind of did the same. They didn't do the same play, but the same concept, if you would. Why don't go back to it if it worked?
Absolutely, and it worked again. Line drive kick from Calderon takes a bounce at the 12. Picked up by, oh goodness, I've got him on my, he's one of their guys. Picked up on the return, taken up to about the 30.
You like to see your backup quarterback getting in the mix. McLaren.
Oh, absolutely. McLaren was in there on the tackle?
Yeah.
Wow. Love to see that. Yeah, I think they just thought that, they thought it was Jagger Weaver who was in on the tackle. But I believe it was our guy McLaren. Throws a really pretty ball, too. We were watching him in pregame warm-ups. So can our guy Jackson Payne, of course. But nice to know that our sophomore backup can get out there and do the thing. So here's going to be a 1st and 10 for Ada from the 31 after the return. They're going to hand off to Karan Richardson for the first time tonight, and he picks up maybe 1 or 2 on forward progress. He is met by a whole group of Broncos led by Brock Cross and Judson Gilliland.
Yeah, it was a big tackle. It was Melton that hit the initial hit, and he said, "No, sir."
Devontae Melton, not a guy you want to get hit by. Gotta hurt. 2nd and 8. 8 minutes left on the first quarter and clock running. Bethany showing blitz. You got Kiefer coming in from the edge, and he's in on the tackle. Handoff to Richardson, and he got, again, maybe 1. Less than he got on the last play on that forward progress.
They were seeing a lot of aggression from Devontae Melton, which is really what you want to see from your bruiser middle linebacker, and it's good to see Kiefer get in there.
7:30 on the clock in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 7 for the Cougars. Broyles tries a hard count to pull some of our guys off sides, and they're not going for it. Jackson Payne creeping down from that free safety position. Looks like he might be lined up in man coverage. Now creeps back there. Melton is blitzing up the middle, but he can't get to the QB. Lobs it over the middle, has a receiver, but nothing doing. Payne's on coverage, and he's not letting him pull that one down.
That was a great defensive call right there, showing blitz, making the offensive line thinking, that they need to have mass protection, but they pull both guys that are trying to rush back, and just great defense by Bethany.
Is that a cover 4 look?
It was kind of a quarters look, yeah.
Yeah, looked like it. So 7:05 left in the first. 4th down, we'll see Broyles punt again here. Not as much air on this punt, but this one goes a little further, takes an 8 of bounce and keeps going all the way down to about the 26. So Bethany will start this drive with significantly worse field position than they did last time, but if they can come out with the offensive momentum they had on the last drive, that should be no problem for them. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here. It's Bethany Broncos football on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission at Cameron University.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium to watch the Bethany Broncos take on the Ada Cougars in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. Bethany has taken over on offense at their own 26. Quick dump-off pass there from Jackson Payne to, I believe that was Garrett Johnson.
Yep.
So Garrett Johnson picks up a few yards on that play. 6:45 left to go here in the first. Bethany with that 7-0 lead on the Wyatt Geisler touchdown reception early in the first. It's going to be 2nd and 3 after a nice little chunk of yardage from Garrett Johnson. Pistol look here for Payne with a couple of H-backs out to the right, so lots of blockers. Not a surprise they'll run it to Gilliland. Right side, got a lane, nearly got caught from behind. He's still up, still going, nearly to midfield. Judson Gilliland with a huge run. You can't stop that guy once he gets the legs churning.
I want to know what he drank before this football game because that was aggressive. You really like to see that out of your running back for sure. Stiff arming and juking and making people miss.
I bet he's a blue Gatorade guy.
Blue Gatorade.
He strikes me as a blue Gatorade guy.
We used to, I know it's really not good, but the parents didn't know, but we used to take a lot of pre-workout before football games.
Yup. I'm sure it's even more common these days. The kids love that stuff. 1st and 10, 6:34 left to go here in the first. Ball on the 44 for Bethany. Quick little pitch to Gilliland. Defense is back there, and they're on top of him pretty quickly, but he still picks up 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was really good, making nothing out of something, or something out of nothing, excuse me.
He's really good at that, for sure. Gilliland will take a play that looks like a 3-yard loss and turn it into a 2-yard gain.
Yep.
2nd and 6 with about 6:05 left to go on the clock. We got trips to the right. Gilliland split out wide. Payne's got Malaska there in the backfield behind him. It's an interesting look. Oh, and they try a screen pass. It's batted down, but the play's blown dead. What happened there?
Yeah, it looked like some kind of false start on Bethany, but there was no flags.
It's going to be encroachment against the Cougars. That's a free 5 yards.
Yep.
We'll take that all day. It makes a 2nd and 6 into a 2nd and 1. After they move the ball, that is. There we go. Walk it out, just like the song. 5:51 on the clock. Cougars down 7-0. Ringing those cowbells, hoping to urge on their defense. 2nd and 2 now. I guess it was more like 2nd and 7, so we moved up to a 2nd and 2. Gilliland gets the ball, and he goes down for a big loss. Makes the first defender miss, but then he's just gobbled up. That's got to be a loss of about 8 on that play.
Yeah, there was really nothing he could do right there. He made a great move, great spin move on the first guy that was trying to tackle him. But just some missed assignments from our right tackle.
Yeah, I have to say I'm concerned with the sort of lack of push that we're getting on the offensive line. I really thought that was going to be a strength for us tonight. See if they can prove me wrong here. 3rd and 5. Ball is on the 49. Payne's got Gilliland back there in the backfield with him. Time to throw. Has Geisler. Geisler's defender had a handful of jersey. No flag on the play, though.
Yeah, it was a really, really good throw, and like you said, he had a hand on him for sure, pulling some jersey. But he definitely could have pulled the ball in. It was one of those ones where you don't want to get hit. But
that would be
I
tough.
get it.
They'd take your head off if you bring that one in. We are not officials, and we must respect the officials. It's important. But don't like seeing our guy getting hung up on his jersey when he could make a big catch. So it's 4th and 5 now. We'll see the punter for the first time tonight. It's a nice kick there by Denton Jaggers. Down inside the 15, down inside the 5 to the 1 yard line. That's what you want from your punter.
What a punt. That is going to set their defense up very, very nicely and hopefully get a safety.
Absolutely. I was going to say, we saw that. Was that Medill that we backed up all the way back there and brought down?
We did it against Medill, and didn't we do it against Tuttle or no?
Maybe.
I believe we did it against
Tuttle.
Tuttle.
That might have been one of the few scores we got on Tuttle. I think you're right. Because explosive as Tuttle is, it's hard to run your offense out of the shadow of your own goalposts. I will say that defensive front for Bethany has been strong so far. Breck, Brady, and Charlie Tolley getting a lot of push on that right side. 4:38 on the clock. Ball basically on the 1-inch line here for the Cougars. The snap nearly low. Broyles going to take a shot. Has a man one-on-one, but he overthrows his receiver, and the flag comes in late. Are you... That's a call. And the call will probably be pass interference against Deontay, or on Deontay Lindsay, the Ada Cougars wide receiver, covered one-on-one by Evanson Malaska.
So we like to call those in high school, that's a crowd call.
Yep.
It's one of those ones where the ref initially is not going to call it. But
and then the crowd makes a little noise.
Him being on the home side, and, I'm sure he knew he made a mistake quickly. Even if he didn't, he's going to call it.
So that's going to be a new set of downs and pull them out of that shadow that we were just talking about. All I will say, Brendan, is I find it interesting that was pass interference and the hold on Geisler was not. That is all I will say.
We've seen a little bit of struggle out of Malaska.
Yeah, tonight he's not looked as strong as he did last week for sure.
I think it's because they're in man over here on the home side.
4:32 left to go, 1st and 10. Broyles going to hand off to Richardson up the middle, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Nothing doing for the star running back.
Really, really good run defense so far. A lot of push from our defensive line. But I'm just kind of worried about this one-on-one that they're playing over here with Malaska. They're man, and they're over there with, I believe that's Geisler is one-on-one man as well, and they're letting Payne play free safety a little bit. That's kind of risky a little bit if you don't want to get beat deep.
He keeps coming up real shallow for sure. Surprised they're not playing those safeties a little deeper. Another handoff to Richardson, and once again, not much happening for him. He picks up maybe 1 or 2. So with 3:40 left to go, we're going to have a 3rd and 7. Charlie Tolley on the tackle on that last play. Feel like I got to call him out since the PA announcer keeps pronouncing his name wrong. We might have to talk with him during halftime just to let him know.
In his defense, we did get it wrong the first time as well.
And we were calling Jackson Jackie for weeks because that's how he was listed on the roster, even though that is not how he wants to go. 3:19 left to go and counting. 3rd and 7. Broyles fakes a handoff to Richardson. Has his receiver. Did he get enough? Oh, it looks like he might be tackled just short of the first down.
They're going to give it to him.
Might be another one of those home calls, as they say. That will be a first down for the Cougars. Catch from junior Kyler Gaddis. So that'll be the first 3rd down conversion for the Cougars tonight so far. 1st and 10 now from their own 26. 2:45 left in the first and counting down. Bethany has a lot of men in the box, but Payne's backing off a little bit. They were expecting run from Richardson, and that's what they got. And they'll pull him down basically at the line of scrimmage. Number 19, Wyatt Kiefer, has been involved on a lot of tackles tonight. He's involved on that one again.
Oh, yeah, and who initiated the hit and is doing really well tonight is Charlie Tolley, is having a game at defensive end for sure so far.
Absolutely. It's been his name called on just about every play, whether it's a pressure, a deflection. He is absolutely showing up on the stat sheet tonight in every way he can.
And last week it was Breck Brady, so you like that you can have a lot of guys be able to come up big for sure.
Do it either way. Oh, I'm kicking the tripod here. Sorry for the camera shake, folks. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Richardson, and it's like he went right into the clump of defenders. Lowered his shoulder thinking it was going to do something to Devontae Melton. That's a mistake he probably won't make again.
No way, but I would like to give props to Breck Brady. He's taking on 2 guys right now. He's getting double tackled, double blocked right now, and he's doing a really good job at shedding it.
That really says something, though, that you got a freshman down there and you're having to double team him.
Yep.
Says something about Brady's physical qualities. And, yeah, I do see that club on the left wrist. Maybe picked up something in practice this week. 3rd and 10 for Broyles in the Ada Cougars offense. Broyles is under pressure. He's going to be brought down. Breck Brady's there with some friends. And they're going to have a party. It's a sack party.
That was Jackson Dole right there.
Huge 3rd down again for the Bethany defense. 3rd down has not been nice to the Ada Cougars tonight. It's going to bring on the punt team once again. I think we, I don't want to be mean here, but have we seen more of Brock Broyles' leg than of his arm so far? Another line drive punt by Broyles. Takes a nice hop into Jagger Weaver's arms. He's got blockers. He's got a lane. He's got one man to beat. And, of course, there's flags down.
And you know what they're going to call it on? They're going to call it an illegal block by Cross. He had a really good block, but I think they're going to call it block in the back.
Folks, I'm trying to stay respectful here, but they are testing my patience. We discussed before the game that penalties were something that really hurt Bethany last week, despite the 28-6 win. There's a lot of shooting themselves in the foot, especially on the offensive line. Tonight, that hasn't really been the case, though. The offensive line is, holding to the snap count. It's just been a lot of calls that could kind of go either way, and they've all gone to Ada.
Yeah, and they're calling it an illegal block by Cross, which, folks, if you can replay that and watch it, it was not.
That is real strange.
That's kind of what you want out of that block for sure. It could have definitely been worse, and I think Cross did a really well job of executing that block.
So wipes what would have been a touchdown off of the board. Jagger Weaver's return will be pulled all the way back basically to where he caught it at about the 48-yard line. 27 seconds left to go here in the first. Judson Gilliland is alone in the backfield. Well, he's without a quarterback. He's got Devontae Melton back there with him. You're definitely not alone when you've got Devontae. Melton leading the charge on the blocking, straight up the gap to the right side. Only going to pick up 2 or 3. And I think that will most likely take us to the end of the first. So we get down to 10 seconds, and I don't see any urgency from the Bethany offense. So that's going to do it for our first quarter of play here, folks. Bethany will be looking at a 2nd and 8 from the 50. When we come back at the end of the first, we got Bethany ahead 7-0, leading the Ada Cougars here. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium to watch the Bethany Broncos take on the Ada Cougars here in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. Broncos in the lead here, 7-0, but looking at a 2nd and 8 from midfield here had a kickoff return or a punt return from Jagger Weaver for a touchdown, wiped off the board from what we could call a controversial block in the back call against Brock Cross. So a whole new quarter of play here as we get set to begin the second. Gilliland looking to the away support for maybe a little motivation. I thought we were about to get it going here, but the refs called it, blew it dead. Not sure why we stopped. The fans were clattering them cowbells. See the officials discussing something with one of the Ada coaches down there.
I'm not sure that's a coach. I'm not sure who that man is.
Well, I did see we had a gentleman down here in a Cougar shirt
okay.
with a headset. But yeah, we got a photographer or a video cameraman maybe a little too close to the sideline for the officials?
Maybe.
The officials really exercising their control on this game tonight. Definitely something that we've seen so far. Getting ready to kick off this second quarter of play whenever they let us know that we can. Yeah, the home crowd getting about as frustrated as some of the players probably at this point. We're ready to go.
I think they may have been talking to athletic directors. That would be my guess.
Aha! So here we go, 2nd and 8 from midfield. Gilliland in the backfield with Devontae Melton. And he's going to throw to Geisler. Geisler's got blockers making people miss. He's got a lane up the right side. Can they catch him? 10, 5, makes a man miss, and is he in? There's a flag on the play. Are you kidding me? Can we let these kids play some football? This is crazy.
They're going to call it the same kind of blocking on, I think it's number 69 on the offensive line for Bethany.
This is, wow. Absolutely shocking. It's starting almost to feel like Bethany can't get a good play without something getting picked apart. Man. An incredible catch and run by Wyatt Geisler, wiped off the board by another call that we are struggling to understand.
This is where Bethany really needs to slow down and focus and not let that get to their heads, because they're playing really, really good football so far, and they just need to hang on to that and really realize that that's what they're doing.
I will say, if you look at body language on the Bethany side, it doesn't look like they're tense. It looks like they're still running a normal game plan. Everything's good here. 11:46 to go. 2nd and 9 for Bethany. It's a handoff to Gilliland. Being patient, looking for an opening, finds one, squirts ahead for maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, really good, just a simple run play for sure. Picking up a couple yards after that penalty call.
So he's going to bring up a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 4 from the 8:46. 11:15 on the clock and counting. Payne's got an empty set back there. Gilliland's out to his right. Seth Greiner wide out to his right at the bottom of your screen. Payne going to tuck it and run. Oh, he had a lane, but it closes quickly. And he's pulled down at midfield. So another flag wipes another score off the board for Bethany, and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, really, really frustrating drive, and that's one of those drives you really got to forget about. But hang on to the good things that happened for sure, and definitely come back to that tunnel screen. That was a beautiful, beautiful tunnel screen.
Well run. The blocks were there. Oh no, and it's a bad snap. Tarrant will have, or Jaggers will have to pick it up. Tries to get the punt off, and it's shanked. Goes out of bounds at about the 41 of Bethany. So things are kind of going from bad to worse here. Gets the Cougars crowd pumped up. So they're going to get to take over with pretty good field position. They even give them an extra yard or two than where it seemed like it went out. They're going to give them give them ball at the 39-yard line of the Broncos. So Cougars starting out here pretty much in scoring position. I got to say, all these flags down whenever Bethany scores, it makes you wonder how Cushing managed to score 50 last week. Was it at Cushing?
Home field advantage for sure.
Wild. 10:09 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're going to try a reverse pass. Broyles is going to pull it down. Enough for the first down and down to the 20.
And those are one of those ones you could definitely give a penalty to the quarterback. In high school, you can't celebrate really anything. And he had a kind of a derogatory first down point. And if you really want to get technical into your playbook,
that should be a flag. But you're not going to see that for the home crowd. So it looks like we've got a timeout, Bethany. They're going to take an opportunity to kind of discuss this a little bit. So we'll take a timeout ourselves. Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma, at East Central University Football Stadium, watching the Bethany Broncos take on the Ada Cougars in this pivotal 4A quarterfinal matchup. It has been a frustrating night for the Broncos so far. 3 scoring plays. We just counted it. 3 scoring plays wiped off the board by flags that are debatable. We'll say that. You could put them in the instant replay booth with an official in the NFL. Put them in that put them under that curtain. Get them watching some video, and they might come to a different decision. But we are where we're at here. 7-0 is the score. Bethany is in the lead, but Ada, assisted by some penalties that wiped the score off the board for the Broncos, as well as a really bad snap on a punt that was bobbled by Denton Jaggers. And we're doing this again. We've got another delayed start to play here because the officials are chatting. These guys are loving their moment right now. My goodness. 10:01, second quarter. 7-0 Bethany lead. 1st and 10 from the Bethany 20. Karan Richardson gets the handoff. He's had a tough time tonight. That's maybe one of his longest runs of the night so far. Picks up about 3 or 4. Gilliland in on the stop.
Looks like a hurt Ada lineman is coming off.
Little gimpy there. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6 now from the Bethany 16. Ada really knocking on the door here with this offense. Richardson, the back. And not surprising, he's going to get the call. Great blocking this time from Ada. Gives him a good running lane and a first down. Ada will be looking at 1st and goal for the first time this evening.
And really not surprisingly enough, they've got a lot of momentum right now. A lot of things going their way so far.
Definitely riding that momentum from the controversial calls, without a doubt. 8:50 left to go here in the second quarter, clock running. Richardson going to get another carry. Great blocking again, and Richardson is in for the touchdown. I'll be honest with you, Brennan. I have not enjoyed being on a home side this much this season since the Blanchard game. These fans are vociferous.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration.
I'll hand it to them. It's an intimidating atmosphere.
It can be.
7-6 now the score. As they come out for the extra point, Bethany will really not even try to block it, and it's missed! Hits the upright and bounces off. Broncos keep the lead, baby. 7-6. That's something to clap for. Should we look for flags, gentlemen? Should we look for flags? So we'll take a quick break here as we wait for Bethany to come back out and take the field once they, do the kickoff return, all that business. Any hoozle, Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma, East Central University Football Stadium, Ada Cougars just got themselves a touchdown against the Bethany Broncos here in this 4A quarterfinal matchup, but the extra point was missed. So Bethany still in the lead, even if it's just 1 point. Still got ourselves a little lead. Short and high kickoff received by Jagger Weaver at about the 29. And they're blowing it dead. Fair catch, okay. We definitely had some looks up here as we were wondering if there's about to be another call against Bethany. Thankfully, no.
I didn't happen to pick up him waving for the fair catch, but maybe he did.
And I think the rules are that someone else can wave for the fair catch. Isn't that how it works?
I think so.
Doesn't necessarily have to be the returner. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Bethany at their own 30. They'll look to try to build some momentum here without any flags that may otherwise hold them back. Oh, and it's a fumbled handoff to Wyatt Geisler. I think Jackson Payne fell on it, but...
Yeah, they sent a... we kind of call him a strong safety. They sent him down on the edge over there trying to blow up the play, in which he did. Payne tried to pull it correctly and trying to go up the A-gap, but just a bad mistake.
A little miscommunication.
Yeah.
So it's going to make it 2nd and 16 now. 8:15 left to go here in the second quarter, and the clock is running. Payne and Gilliland are in the backfield. Payne under pressure, escapes one man. He's got Kilgore chasing him down from the back, but he's too fast. Picks up enough for the first down and goes out of bounds. Jackson Payne beats you with his legs, too, sometimes. Look out.
Really, really good awareness and really good job to get off out of the pocket and not be tackled. And looks like that's kind of the fastest I've seen him run. That was quick. He's quicker than I thought he was.
That was incredible. I think he heard Kilgore coming up behind him, and he said, oop, I better put those Jets on. That's a big guy back there. 1st and 10 now from their own 42. Maybe a little momentum to be gleaned from that first down Jackson Payne run. We'll see. He'll give it to Gilliland. Gilliland surges forward. Man, he can get going pretty quickly. Picks up about 8 yards before he's brought down right in the middle of the Tiger head at midfield.
It'd be really, really good for Bethany to definitely get a score before the half, and that would kind of help die down the atmosphere over here on this home side.
Get some of that momentum back, absolutely. Yep. 2nd and short here, 2nd and 2. 7:25 left to go. Some faithful cowbell ringers here in the home crowd are urging on the others. Handoff, Gilliland up the middle, enough for the first down, a little bit more across the 45 to the 44.
So far, the right tackle Gabe Baxter is having a little bit of a rough time with
Kilgore?
Ada's edge rusher. I've seen him get beat a couple of times, and it's kind of putting a little pressure on Payne, but I think he'll be fine.
Definitely definitely reason that Kilgore is near the top in 4A for tackles for loss. He's a dangerous defensive end. Pistol set for Payne and Gilliland. Payne rolling out right, sets his feet, has a man. It's Geisler. He caught it. Was he in bounds? No. They're going to say he was just a little bit out. Hate to say it, but I think it's the right call. And, of course, we got some flags down. Come on, man. Holding on Bethany is the call. Guys, we haven't been tallying it, but how many penalties on our Broncos and how many penalties on the Cougars?
Yeah, they definitely outweigh each other for sure. And like I said, again, I think that was holding against our right tackle.
He is having a tough time back there against Kilgore.
Yeah, Kilgore got back in the backfield once again. Just tough. Just very, very tough with these penalties.
Makes it first and real long now, 1st and 20. 6:37 left to go in the second. They've got Payne split out wide left at the top of your screen. Gilliland's the man behind center. He'll take the direct snap with Melton out blocking in front of him. Picks up a nice chunky yardage, gives him second and manageable.
Yeah, still quite a long ways to go, just not ideal. That pushed them all the way back to, looked like, to where they started from almost.
Yeah, that is basically the exact same ball spot as where they were when Judson Gilliland had the 8-yard run. So, yeah, this is basically where we were looking at 2nd and 2 on the previous set of downs. 6:05 and counting here in the second quarter. 2nd and 15. Payne under pressure, eludes the defender. My goodness. Gets the ball out of there just in time, but wow. Nearly sacked about 3 different times. Jackson Payne looking like Houdini with the way he was escaping some of that.
Yeah, it was really good. Just scrambling around and just, as a quarterback, that's tough. You don't want that much pressure. And as of right now, Ada's defensive line is winning the battle against our, statistically really good offensive line. They just got some things to figure out.
So 3rd and 15 now for the Broncos, right about at midfield. 5:49 left to go in the quarter. And the play is blown dead with a false start flag. I did not see a false start. This is really confusing. I don't know what they're looking at. I'm so confused. Just beyond the pale.
Yeah, after the instant replay that I'm looking at, looks like we did false start over here on our wideout.
Son of a gun. Well, so they'll get us on that one. 3rd and 20. No false start on this one. Nice throw by Payne, but who's there? My goodness, it's Geisler.
He caught it!
He caught it!
Oh!
Are you kidding me? Wyatt Geisler in double coverage goes up and yanks it out of the sky. What? Where's the flag?
Alrighty. Phil's fired up.
I'm halfway expecting one every time we get a chunk play. There's one down on the field. Not this time, though. We'll take it.
Phil is fired up. That's a hopeful ball, and kind of got the hopeful.
Catch like that'll get you fired up. My goodness, Geisler showing off the athleticism. Payne and Gilliland back there with 2 wide receivers out to their right. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 22. Gilliland's going to get the ball and then throws it back to Payne, who catches it, crosses the 20, goes down about the 18. Quick little 4-yard gain on a little more trickeration play from these Broncos. That kind of thing is definitely keeping this defense on their back foot. 4:40 and counting on the clock here in this first half. I think Bethany would be content to run a lot of clock down here, not give Ada another chance on offense. 2nd and 6 from the Ada 18. Garrett Johnson in motion from right to left, but flags are down like it's a false start.
I think they're going to call that on Ada.
Hey, we'll take that. So tally a penalty under the Ada slot.
So I know you're not supposed to do this, nor will I say what the gesture is, but I've kind of picked up on the defensive coordinator's his hand calling, and I kind of can figure out when they're going to blitz and when they're not, to say the least.
Interesting.
And he showed it, and that's what they were trying to do.
Fascinating. Well, so we've got some real color commentator acumen up here. Geisler and Gilliland motioning from right to left. Melton's in the backfield with Payne. He's looking to his left. He's under pressure. Escapes. Still looking in the end zone. Throws. That was a scary one. Geisler was there, but so was the defender.
Yeah, and you got to kind of give props to Ada's defensive secondary. There was really nobody open. He kind of got flushed out to the outside, which you don't want. But,
didn't have a running lane either.
Yeah, didn't have a running lane. Just kind of risky.
Makes it 3rd and 1, though, from the 13. I like the play call to throw it on 2nd and 1 and then give yourself an opportunity maybe just to plow ahead and get the first down here. Geisler's in the slot to the left. Malaska out wide to the left. But Gilliland's going to get the carry. No surprises there. Gets inside the 10 to about the 8, and that's enough for a first.
Yeah, from this point of view, we can get a really good look on this Bethany offense. And Gilliland definitely had a lane to go out the outside, but very, very smart and football IQ to cut it back up and ensure the first down.
3 minutes, 40 seconds and counting here in the first half. Like we said before, I'm sure the Broncos are content to run some clock here. 1st and goal from the 8. Gilliland in the backfield. He's going to get the direct snap. Following his blockers and across. Are you? And it's a touchdown for Bethany, so we've got a yellow flag down on the field. Oh, is it on Ada? The official was pointing at the defense. Waiting for the call. Face mask on the defense. Hey! So we will see surely a decline of that penalty. And touchdown, Judson Gilliland!
So you kind of got to be proud of your Broncos this far. They're fighting the odds, really, really fighting the odds against.
Hold on just a second. They're going to say our boy didn't get in.
They're calling him short, but
ball's on the goal line. What'd you see on the replay?
It looked like he was in.
Looked like he got in. It's hard to tell from this angle, from up way up here. But it'll make a 1st and goal basically on the 1-inch line. We know what they do from here. Snap it to Judson. Boom, up the middle. Now we can say it. Touchdown, Judson Gilliland!
They're really, really good for them to score right here.
Huge.
Late in the second quarter. And, like I said,
Do
Broncos.
you hear that?
They're very, very quiet over here on this home field side.
I took the headset off so you guys could hear the home crowd. They are quiet.
And that is something you would like out of your play-by-play commentator is a lot of fire and ambition. And you're having it here tonight, for sure.
I think I might be making some friends in the stands directly in front of us. I heard some chatter after one of my sort of frustrations. Oh, and the extra point is blocked. Great job by the Ada Cougars to get pressure up the middle and keep this a 7-point game. Hard to hate on that. That's just that's what you're supposed to do on special teams.
Yeah, for sure.
So it makes it a 13-6 lead for the Bethany Broncos here. 2:53 left to go in the first half of play. We'll take a quick break here. Be right back with more Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium, watching the Bethany Broncos take on the Ada Cougars here in a 4A quarterfinal matchup. Bethany is leading 13-6. Just got on the board for the second time tonight on a 1-yard Judson Gilliland rush for a touchdown straight up the gut. Got into the end zone. That's after he looked like he might have got in, but he got dragged down just about on the 1-inch line. Turned around and put it in himself anyways. Calderon and the rest of the boys there do their little hesitating fake onside kick thing. You know they're going to do it at least once tonight. Try to catch these Cougars off guard. 2:53 on the clock is plenty of time for the Cougars to try to get back down, get another score. Great kick, another touchback. I think that's 2 out of 3 kicks tonight have been touchbacks for our guys.
Yeah, very, very, very pretty kick.
Yeah, it seems like whether it's Jaggers or Calderon, those guys can just thump it down the field. So going to be another drive starting at the 20 for the Cougars.
It's really imperative that we get a stop here before half.
Yeah, only 1 touchdown so far tonight for the Cougars. Only scored on the drive where they had field position way the heck up there. They've had a few drives start on the 20. None of them have resulted in scores so far. Broyles to his man in motion from the right to left. Ball is fumbled on the turf. We got some white jerseys leaping for it, but did they grab it? Let's see. Nope, looks like Ada is able to retain possession.
Yeah, that was actually Gilliland that ripped the ball out. Really good up.
Nice job, yeah, from Gilliland. That's Deontay Lindsay who got the handoff there, the game-breaking wide receiver. Definitely one of the bigger or one of the more dangerous weapons on that Ada Cougar offense. 2nd and 9, 2:23 and counting, or pardon me, 2:22 and counting on the clock here. Handoff, Richardson gets to the second level, bringing down defensive backs and gets it all the way to the 39-yard line. Got to be the strongest run we've seen from Karan Richardson so far tonight.
Yeah, just not seeing the strongest push on the defensive line like we were seeing previously, but new set of downs, and then here we go. We got to get it going.
Yeah, Ada has really started to win the battle in the trenches kind of on both sides of the ball. Maybe a little bit of strength, a little bit of momentum. They don't win it there, though. Handoff Richardson right side. He goes down pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Tolley in on the tackle once again. Minute 40, clock counting down. Be 2nd and 9 for the Ada Cougars here. Lindsay in motion again from right to left. He's going to run a little route over the middle, and he's going to be the target, but it sails over his head. Sort of a, well, it wasn't a mesh concept because he didn't have anybody going the other way.
Yeah, they kind of
had
had a
under route.
Yeah, a little post corner or post, fade over here, if you will, on this side, and a crossing route over there.
So it's 3rd and 9 here.
And I just want to point out that they're asking a lot out of Malaska tonight. Just he is staying a one-on-one with number 2, if he motions or not.
They're definitely trying to keep him covered up. Broyles going to keep the ball after the fake handoff, and it goes right into the arms of Brock Cross. There were no Cougars anywhere near that play. I'm not sure who he was throwing it to, but Brock Cross will pull that one in. 1-1-1 on the clock.
And that is exactly what they needed. A new series.
Huge.
They had some stuff pushed down on their defense, but they came back and got a wide open interception, and that is what you want, and possibly get a score before the half.
Yeah, definitely enough time to go 39 yards and get a score. I think we've got 2 timeouts left. That's right, we took one earlier. And, man, honestly, taking that timeout might have been one of the smartest things we've done all
absolutely.
night. Really helped get us back together and calm everybody down when it looked like momentum and mentality was really slipping away from our Broncos. Empty set for Jackson Payne as we come out here with a 1st and 10 on the Ada 39. Minute 11 left to go in the first half. Not a lot of butts in seats over there on that away side. These fans are hoping to see their Broncos get another score. Payne has Geisler wide open over the middle. Looked like he was going to make a man miss before he's pulled down from behind. Flag on the play. That might be a horse collar.
Yep, that's what they're going to.
Wow.
That is exactly what they're going to do is call a horse collar. That's exactly what it was.
Well, momentum has really shifted with the officiating. Your boy might even be feeling a little guilty for being so frustrated early on.
Well, that was a different official that was throwing the flag.
Well, there you go. So that's, clearly we've got one official biased for Ada and one official biased for Bethany. Completely joking, folks. Completely joking. Officials doing their best to really keep a hold of what's been a pretty tense game. So it looks like it's going to be no call on that one after all. 1st and 10 from the Ada 23 here for the Broncos. Gillen's going to get the call up the middle, picks up good yardage across the 20, across the 15, and then down after about maybe 9, almost 10. Bethany going to take a timeout and talk this one over. So 48 seconds left to go. Bethany looking at a 2nd and 2 from the Ada 15. 48 seconds left to go. I don't remember if I just said that one. It's hard to remember sometimes when we don't have that little score bug over there on the clock. So I will say this one has ended up being about as close as I thought it was going to be. I was not fooled by the fact that this team was whomped on by Ardmore. Had a feeling based on the statistics and some of the film that I'd watched prior to this one that this was going to be a tough team. And that was without knowing that this is a bit of a tough venue.
I would argue to say it's a tougher venue than it is a team because we started off in the first quarter with,
3 touchdowns.
2 or 3 touchdowns called back.
That is the truth. Yeah, the fight song for Ada is the same as Texas A&M, and the 12th man does seem to pride themselves here, similarly as they do in College Station. Empty set again for Jackson Payne here on 2nd and 2 from the Ada 15. They're going to try to set up a screen, and that is nothing doing. It's through the hands of Mullins, but he didn't have any blocking anyways. That's probably the best thing to do there.
Yeah, it's kind of a busted play. Kind of want to see something downfield a little bit or, give it to Gillen. That would be my suggestion.
Brings up a 3rd and 2. On the 15-yard line of the Cougars. Handoff to Gilliland up the middle. And I don't think he got enough for it.
He's definitely going to be short. Oh, I think they're waving him first down.
Yeah, no, we're looking at the wrong line. He got enough down at about the 11-yard line. So that'll be enough for a new set of downs. Clock running. We've only got one timeout left. 30 seconds and counting. We get set real quick in a 4 wide receiver set. Snap the ball with 24 seconds. Payne looking over the middle for Geisler, and I don't know if Geisler was running the wrong route or what, but the ball zips past him incomplete.
Yeah, I think it was either just kind of a missed throw or a miscommunication because Geisler was definitely open on that quick little slant. It's kind of one you wish you could have back for sure.
Something we're going to have to do at halftime here, fellas, is figure out why our heater turned off.
I'm feeling heat. Phil might be going crazy.
Oh, Phil's been crazy for quite some time now. Only 10 seconds on the play clock as we jog out to the line. 20 seconds on the game clock. 2nd and 10. Payne fakes the handoff to Gilliland, turns to his right, looking in the end zone. Good coverage, but it's caught. Did he get his feet down? Incomplete. Wow. Think that's Geisler pulling it in. We don't have as good a vantage point as the officials, but, man, it looked like he might have got a foot down.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he got it. Yeah, we were watching the replay, and he got, matter of fact, 2 feet down.
Wow. So replay says it's an NFL touchdown, but the officials say no dice. 3rd and 10 from the 11. And 11 seconds left to go. No reason to force anything here. A field goal still sets you up real nicely. Dangerous throw to Garrett Johnson.
Yeah, they're going to bring out the field goal unit.
I think that's the smart call here.
Yeah.
16-6 is still a nice lead to have going into halftime.
Yeah, just a little bit of a frustrating drive right there in the red zone. Just some miscues and definitely a touchdown called not, but 3 points would be really big for sure.
Another touchdown wiped off the board by another controversial call. So Tarrant and the field goal team come out. Last time they were here, their extra point was blocked. Hey!
We might be able to go
we got
for
a false start there, or pardon me, encroachment on the defense that's going to pick up 5 yards, get us a little bit closer. I think field goal's probably still the call, though, even if it gets you a 4th and 5 from the 6.
Yeah, just a little bit easier of a field goal.
Although, I mean, we're saying that, but it's the left hash, and he's a right-footed kicker. It's a little wonky. Nothing that I don't think he hasn't been able to make before. Play blown dead as Ada takes the timeout. So first charge timeout of the half. 13-6 the lead, 7 seconds left to go. We'll take a quick break here. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma, to East Central University Football Stadium. Bethany looking at a 4th and 5 from the 8-6 here with a 13-6 lead. 7 seconds left to go in the first half. Griffin Tarrant and the field goal team out here to try to put 3 points on the board. And they jump again.
And like I said,
is that enough for a first?
Like I said,
we're playing chess.
They're playing chess. Ada called the timeout. Really good chess call from the Broncos. I like it.
So now we are inside the 3. I don't see anyone thinking about taking the field goal team off, but you could make a case here. Now, but I do think that's a half the distance to the goal penalty, so it doesn't give us a new set of downs. Just a 4th and 2 from about the 3-yard line. So field goal team will stay out there, much to Brennan's chagrin over here. I see him wanting to see us trot the offense out.
Yeah.
Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. I heard a whistle. I was half thinking they were going to say that it was blown dead and wipe another score off the board. But nope, 16-6 is the Bethany lead after Griffin Tarrant nails that field goal. Nice 2-score lead going into halftime. Only 3 seconds left to go. Pretty much enough time for a kickoff and then go to the concession stand for a hot dog and maybe a hot chocolate.
I noticed it's a little pricey.
A little
Nachos
pricey.
were, I think, $6-7.
Well, it's college concession stand. That's how they roll sometimes. We are spoiled by our lovely staff at the concession stand at Southern Nazarene University. I think that's the difference between having Bethany run the concessions at SNU versus ECU maybe runs the concessions here. Although, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're really good nachos, Brendan. Maybe they're worth the $6. You don't know.
I'd beg to differ.
Pay the $6 and find out, bud.
I paid
premium queso. Premium.
I paid $5 for a Coke and a popcorn, and I'm satisfied.
You know, that's not a bad little combo. That's cheaper than the movies. So Calderon getting set for the kickoff. He's been handling kickoff duties tonight. Sometimes it's been Denton Jaggers, but tonight been all Calderon. No fake little hesitation kickoff here. For a moment, it looked almost like he was lining up for a regular onside. Let's see what they do here. Yep, high onside kick. Oh! They drop the ball and Bethany recovers. Wow! My goodness, this might be Bethany ball inside the 30.
But you remember the last time they did the offensive?
Last time we did that, yeah, they
offsides.
wiped it off
Yeah.
off the board with an offsides call. You kept all the so they made sure to keep everybody back this time. Returner sort of muffed it or sort of just kind of popped off of his chest plate.
So even if they do get it, what do? You go deep for a touchdown, or you let them try to boot through?
This is a long field goal. I think I take a shot at the end zone.
It's 40, but we have a good kicker. I think so.
Terrence accurate. I haven't seen him make a long kick.
Well, this might be the time.
So, and I'm not sure. I mean, what does 19-6 really get you? Ada's jogging to the locker room. What? Zero explanation. Seemed like there was a second left on the clock. Seemed like Bethany had pulled that one down, but all right, we'll go to halftime. Bethany ahead 16-6 in this quarterfinal matchup, and we'll be back with more explosive and highly controversial 4A football in the second half here. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll see you in the second half, folks. back here in Ada, Oklahoma, preparing for the second half of the Bethany Broncos for a quarterfinal playoff matchup against the Ada Cougars. It's been an interesting first half, without a doubt. Several scoring plays wiped off the board by the officials that after the Bethany Broncos were able to score. Wyatt Geisler touchdown reception, a Jagger Weaver kickoff return or punt return for a touchdown. Several scoring plays wiped off by controversial calls. But some of the controversial calls started going against Ada in the second quarter, helped boost Bethany on down the field for a second touchdown after the first one being a Wyatt Geisler catch and run similar to the one that was wiped off the board. Another field goal added afterwards is making it a 16-6 Bethany lead as we get ready to start the second half. Ada going to be kicking this one off. Now defending their south end zone. As Bethany gets set to receive. Short, high kickoff received by Jagger Weaver just behind the 30. Looking for some room and can't find any. He's going to go down just a few yards past where he pulled it down. Ada trying to say that there was a fumble at the end of the play, but the officials are going to wipe. They're going to wipe that one off the board.
It looks like we have a Bronco down.
Yeah, is that a?
Can't see the number. Can't even see the player.
Yeah, I can't see the player, but we do have an injured player, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break here. Bethany Broncos football on Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma, East Central University Football Stadium quarterfinal matchup between Bethany Broncos and the Ada Cougars. Jagger Weaver was shaken up on that play, but got up just fine, went to the sideline. Looks like he's fine. First and 10 for the Broncos here from their own 35 to start the half. Decent field position to help them contend with these clattering cowbells. Clattering is the word, man. I'm going to hear these in my sleep tonight. Quick little handoff to Geisler in the backfield. He pretty much gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing else. Some spicy hits there on the sideline. So no gain on that play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 11:49 to go here in the second half. 11:49 left to go here in the third quarter. Pardon me. We still got a whole second half to play. 4 wide out set for Jackson Payne. He's looking over the middle for Geisler on the slant. That's been a popular pick tonight, and why not? It's working. Picks up about 9. Set him up with about 3rd and inches.
Yeah, that seems to be kind of their second down and long play to call, and it always really works.
So 11:25 and counting on the clock here, third quarter. 3rd and 2 is what Bethany's looking at here. Payne's going to give it to Gilliland. No surprises there, and he's straight up the gut for about 7 and a first down.
Yeah, really good play to hand the ball off there, because they're sending their, like I've said previously, those strong safeties that like to come down and rush on the outside. And every time they do that when they're passing, it's kind of a disaster.
That's the facts. Yeah, there was that play early in the first half, or I guess late in the first half, really, where Payne nearly took a direct hit from a charging linebacker, somehow sidestepped him. Looking at a 1st and 10 at about midfield here. Payne to Gilliland, back to Payne, back to Gilliland. They're just shuffling the ball around there. Gilliland picks up about 7 on the carry, crosses the 45.
We're so eager to see flags fly. I saw a football get thrown over there, and I thought
and he really thought we are definitely sort of triggered at this point, sort of traumatized by the flags taking away big plays in the first half. 10:37 on the clock as Bethany goes to the line facing a 2nd and 2 from the 8 of 44. Fake handoff to Gilliland. Payne under pressure, gets the pass off to Breck Brady. But Brady not able to pull it in.
Yeah, kind of a risky play. Ada did a really good job at busting that up in the backfield, and thankfully that came down incomplete. That could have been an interception very easily.
A little bit surprising to see Brady running a route with that club on his hand. Can't be easy to catch the ball.
It looks like he took it off.
Ah, okay, so he's just got it taped up.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 2. Payne going with the hard count, trying to draw him off sides. Nothing doing.
I lied. He does still have it on.
Yeah, like I said, I would have been surprised if he caught that one. Gillen getting the call straight up the middle, gets behind his blockers, picks up enough for the first down, gets down to about the 41-yard line. This is something that's worked well for us tonight. Chew clock, chew momentum, straight up the gut, make those defensive linemen bend over on their knees a little bit, have to catch their breath. First and 10 from the 8 of 41. Handoff to Gilliland, patient, gets behind his blockers. There's a lot of green in front of him, and there's also a flag down on the play.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh, but goodness, it's the.
What can you do besides laugh at this point? It's going to be a holding call. And as our producer is noting up here, it is interesting that seems to keep happening on these big chunk plays against Bethany. So another one wiped off the stat sheet.
Yeah, and after watching the instant replay, we didn't catch a hold. Nope, but this back head judge right here with the white cap has been the only official tonight to call against Bethany because he's standing right there, and I guess he's seeing something we're not. I'm not sure.
I mean, it is possible. He does have a better vantage point, but it is, regardless of whether or not it's, these calls are legitimate, they are still frustrating. And they are really frustrating, I'm sure, for our Broncos down on the field. So instead of having basically a 1st and goal, we're now looking at a 1st and 20 way back at midfield. Payne rolling out to his left. Under pressure, he was looking for Geisler, but that one was pretty much over before it started.
Yeah, Geisler did a really good job at coming back to the ball, kind of scramble drill, but Payne was a little bit late throwing that comeback.
9:24 left to go in the 3rd. Bethany looking at a 2nd and 20. Direct snap to Judson Gilliland, who follows his blockers to the left side. Oh, man, and he's pulled down at the line of scrimmage from behind. What a defensive play. Man, yeah. Brendan, we were in the red zone.
Yeah, Gilliland did have a lane, and it looks like who I'm about to call out, number 53, Mason Ballner. He missed a block. He was the tackle or the guard that's supposed to pull and pick up that outside edge, but missed him.
Couldn't quite do it. Man, when they wipe those calls off the board, though, it hurts the momentum. It hurts the team's mentality. It's hard to recover from that. And it's hard to recover from a 3rd and 20. Payne will probably be looking for Geisler here. Under pressure, but escapes the pocket. Hits Geisler. Geisler caught it inbounds. Wyatt Geisler again. That guy is uncoverable. And similar to when he pulled that catch down in the end zone that was ruled incomplete, he got both feet down.
Yeah, his scramble drill techniques are really good, and seems like Payne and him are really in sync tonight.
8:10 left to go in the 3rd, clock counting down. Geisler in the backfield behind Gilliland. He'll get a pass, or he'll get a quick pitch out to the left side. Picks up 5 or 6 before he gets hit pretty hard again, out of bounds.
And a little bit of chirping going on over there.
Yeah, not the first time we've seen a bit of a late hit out of bounds. Not the first time we've seen some chirping afterwards.
But that was one of those RPOs we were talking about.
Arpoo.
Which, Arpoos, they like
Patent pending.
I'm not sure that's what they call that on their
They
side. But,
almost certainly do not. But I like it.
I do too.
2nd and 6 from the Ada 25. Empty set for Payne. Quarterback draw. Tucks it and runs up the middle.
And, of course,
Flag on the play from our white-capped back judge.
you know, as commentators, we're supposed to keep it professional and kind of black and white, but it's kind of
It's getting annoying.
it's
getting annoying real fast.
It's a little blatant.
Yeah.
I think, especially in second-round playoffs, you'd want your officials to be on point, but it seems to be something else is going on.
It would be one thing if he was just being really stringent. We were getting a lot of holding calls on both sides, but there's only one side that's getting called for holding. You know, I will say we've at least seen some big calls against the Ada defense that have really gone our way. But as far as offensive holding, I do not think that we've seen a single one called against Ada. 7:45 left in the third, clock counting down. 2nd and 16 for the Broncos on the Ada 35. Payne throws it to Johnson, deflects out of his hands, and it's intercepted. There's a flag down on the play.
Yeah, he had a little bit of pressure in his face and made an inaccurate throw. Kind of just sailed on him just a bit.
Definitely a little bit of a forced pass. Once again, we've got lots of debating from the officials. The call is against Ada. But Jackson Payne's not taking his gloves off. Looks like he will stay in at safety, so yeah, going to be personal foul. I think, what do they call it? Not unnecessary roughness, but, you know.
What was the call?
It was a personal foul, not taunting, but, you know, they were getting a little too happy after the interception.
So kind of unsportsmanlike kind
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So pushes Ada back to their own, looks like 20, maybe about the 19. So that takes a lot of yards away from that interception return. Still, though, Ada with the ball at their own 19. Hands off to Karan Richardson. Picks up maybe 2.
And I think that's oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's Kiefer again on the stop.
Yeah.
He's been involved a lot tonight. Brings up a 2nd and 8. Ada with the ball on their own 21. 7 minutes and counting in the third quarter. Royals talking to his line and Richardson in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Richardson. Throws over the middle. It's intercepted. Wyatt Geisler has a lane. That's Judson Gilliland. He's gone. Touchdown Broncos. That's the something right there. My goodness, I'm fired up. Wow. Judson Gilliland.
And finally, we get to get a touchdown when it's 11 on 11, not 11 on 14, and we did it on defense.
Love it. Huge. Can't wipe that one off the board. Puts Bethany up 22-6. I don't know if you guys have seen that old clip of the bowler winning some tournament, and he goes, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely how I was feeling in that moment.
And like our producer's saying, the ball does not lie, folks.
No.
But sometimes the zebras do.
You know, yeah. Lions and zebras and bears, oh my. Griffin Tarrant's extra point is through the uprights and good. Gives Bethany a 23-6 lead with 6:41 left in the third. Momentum going back and forth like a ping pong ball tonight, but it's looking pretty good for Bethany. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium, watching the Bethany Broncos go up 23-6 on the Ada Cougars in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. Judson Gilliland with the pick six after a Jackson Payne interception set up Ada with a chance to score and pull this one back within one score. Not going to happen. Nice kickoff by, man, we can't figure out if it's Calderon or Jaggers. Flag is out. My goodness, the official at the 50 is throwing a flag. It's something that's happening at the 15.
And you kind of got to give him props. That was a 30-yard flag throw.
I mean,
but
man.
He's got an arm.
He can sling that
He was
beanbag.
at the 50 and threw it to the 20.
So we'll see what the call is.
And it looks like
Bethany's Garrett Johnson looking frustrated. Might be something against the Broncos.
You know, if I was a dad or a fan on, either side, I'd scream out, let him play.
I'm telling you. We definitely heard some frustration from Cougars fans. I think they're less inclined to express that frustration given the score at the moment. However, it has really been a game where the officials have asserted their authority and their presence. So offsetting penalties, blocking the back on the Cougars, and then a face mask on Bethany. And we'll just call that one done and kick it off again, I guess. So they get to kick this one off now from the 40 instead of the 35. Yeah, some confusion about where the ball is going to be placed. And the official down there in front of the kicker, what is he on a phone?
No, I think he's
Is that a stopwatch?
He's got a notepad. They've all got notepads and writing things down.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew that soccer referees did that. I didn't know that football referees did that also. You're going in the book. You got booked, mate. You got your yellow card. So we'll re-kick here from the 40. 6:34 left in the third. Broncos with a nice 23-6 lead. We're going to do that little high onside kick thing, and this time they pull it in easy at about the 40. So Broncos have looked really good on defense tonight, really not allowing anything at all. Karan Richardson, the star running back, was somebody that we were definitely thinking we should be worried about. But he has been gobbled up by this defense all night long, save for a little gimme touchdown. So here's 1st and 10. They hand off to Richardson. And just like most plays tonight, he gets a little bit past the line of scrimmage and then goes down.
And you got to give really a good props to Devontae Melton. He's doing really, really good at stopping that A-gap run. He's filled the gap, almost beautifully tonight. It's very good.
Yeah, it's been huge for this defense to be able to essentially eliminate any threat of Karan Richardson doing anything on the ground. So 2nd and 7. They gave him a generous 3 on that last play. Broyles fakes the handoff and then dumps it off to the receiver left side, picks up enough for the first down.
And on paper, that's, really only their second or third really big gain they've had so far offensively.
Yeah, chunk plays have not been something that the Cougars have been able to get off tonight, which is something that I was worried about because they've been able to do that against other opponents. Richardson getting a nice gap this time, picks up about 4 or 5. So 2nd and 5 now after the Garrett Johnson tackle. Three wide receiver set here. Broyles going to hand it off to Richardson up the middle. He's got good blocking and he stays on his feet. My goodness, surges forward inside the 30 down to the 25. That's got to be the strongest run we've seen from him so far tonight.
Yeah, he kind of gets up just a little slow as there is another, I believe, Cougars down. That's number 13.
Oh, yep, we do have an injured player, so we'll take a quick break here. Bethany Broncos Football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
This is Friday Night Football.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium. Had an injured player, so we had to take a quick break, but we're back here, 1st and 10 on the Bethany 25 for the Ada Cougars. They've had a nice drive here behind some big Karan Richardson runs. And they're going to give it to him again here. And again, he's going to surge forward for a nice gain, about 7 on that one.
Yeah, this is the first drive we've seen so far that they've had really positive gains picking up first downs. And it's really on the ground. They're not passing it.
Yeah, Ada's offensive line seems to be getting a bigger push. Is there anything that you're noticing maybe that they're doing differently? Or
not really. They're kind of just doing the same guard tackle pull or
a little more
motion.
fire under their butts maybe? Handoff Richardson up the middle again on 2nd and 4. And again, surges forward with a great second effort. And so it's another first down for the Cougars, going to set them up with a 1st and 10 at the Bethany 13-yard line. It is looking that whoever wins this game most likely going to face off against the Tuttle Tigers. They are ahead against Hilldale 35-7 in the 4th quarter right now, as Karan Richardson gets another carry and another big gain on the right side. That's about 8 on that one.
Yeah, they're just chipping away little yards, little by little.
I mean, it almost feels like we're trying to just let him score so we can get the ball back and run some clock or something.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the same sort of aggressive play calling. But here we go. Richardson gets the call, and he's going to go down in the backfield this time. About a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, definitely with them being in scoring position to be a good stop for Bethany to pull off here for sure before the 3rd quarter ends.
Be huge. 3:14 left to go and counting on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Ada looking at 3rd and 8 from the Bethany 10. 8 yards would get him a new set of downs with goal to go.
And not a lot of substitution from Bethany's side. Usually you see your defensive line kind of get some subs, but same 3 guys are out there, same 4 guys.
And that might be part of the reason, potentially. Maybe it's getting them worn down a little bit. But Ada takes a timeout here, so we'll take a timeout ourselves. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at Eastern Central University Football Stadium, we are watching the Bethany Broncos up on the Ada Cougars in this 4A quarterfinal matchup, 23-6. But with 2:50 left to go here in the third quarter, Ada is knocking on the door. 3rd and 8 from the Bethany 10. Forward with Karan Richardson, and he crosses the 5. Not enough for a first down, though.
No,
Are they sending in the kicking team? There's no way.
I don't think they're bringing in the kicking team. I think it's just kind of a heavy
Just
set.
substitutions?
Yeah, it's a heavy set, and they're just going to kind of try and
That would make
bruise
a
it
lot more sense. Now, a field goal would pull you within 14 points.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be all for naught, but surely that's not what we're going to see Brock Broyles run here with his offense. They're looking at a 4th and 2 from the Bethany 5. And as predicted, this is a tight set, probably a tush-push kind of situation. Oh, no, they go for the jump pass, and it's incomplete! Oh, my! They try to catch the Bethany defense napping with a little jump pass a la Tim Tebow back in the day to the offensive lineman who was an eligible receiver, but he drops the open touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, they catch a big break for sure.
Huge sigh of relief for the Broncos. Wow, wow, wow.
But that does back up Bethany in their own end zone.
Yeah, we'll take over with the ball basically behind the 5-yard line. Hey, moving it forward in short yardage chunks has not been a problem for us tonight, though.
Yeah. Give it to old Gillen.
And he's the one in the backfield with Devontae Melton next to him, so you know what that means. Open up a gap, send Melton, and push Gilliland behind him. Oh, but Gilliland cuts to the right. Saw a hole there instead. But that hole closed pretty quickly, only about 2 or 3 for Gilliland on that carry.
And rightly so. I am looking over here on the sideline, and a lot of frustration and emotions from Ada's running back down here. Really, really frustrated at that 4th down call. Or,
oh, man, yeah, with how he was running
Yeah.
on that drive, I can absolutely understand why Karan Richardson would be frustrated not to get the ball in that situation. Yeah, kneeling down, head down, he's really upset. You really feel for that kid. He's had a great game. 2nd and 7. Gilliland again going to get the direct snap. Following his blockers up the middle, picked up about 4. So gives us a 3rd and short to work with here.
Yeah, not bad 2-play games right there, but a 3rd down that you do need to convert for sure.
It's a 3rd and 2, but it feels like a long 2. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter, so we're pretty much on to the final quarter of play. Could end up being the last play of the quarter here. So Gilliland is the man at quarterback with Geisler behind him, Melton to his left. Geisler motions, Gilliland up the middle, has enough for the first. Nice run.
Really nice run.
Huge. So that'll basically make the play clock and the game clock the same for the third quarter. Bethany has absolutely no reason to hurry. I'd honestly be surprised if they tried to run another play here before the time ran out on the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to stay in the huddle and kind of wait this one out. They're kind of the play clock and the time clock's kind of the same.
Yeah, play clock maybe. Yeah, they'll just let this quarter run out. So that'll be the end of the third quarter here. Bethany headed into the fourth quarter of this 4A quarterfinal with a 23-6 lead. That's a 3-score lead, folks. 17 points. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here. Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium, Bethany Broncos ahead in this quarterfinal 4A matchup 23-6 over the Ada Cougars. Broncos have the ball with a 1st and 10 from their own 16. They've been just clobbering them up front with the offensive line. Ben Saylor and company clearing space for Judson Gilliland. We'll see if they can do that some more here. Gilliland bouncing off the first tackle. Out to the right side. It's a foot race. Can they catch him? They just do. Wow, nearly breaks away for a big one. Instead, he's pushed out just past the 40.
Man, he is having a game, and it doesn't, to the naked eye, it doesn't seem like he would, be doing anything big, but those little first down bruiser plays he's doing up the middle, that's what you want out of your running back, especially that he took a huge shot on the outside and just took it and ran.
They're walking it back, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did not hear anything about a flag, but I guess they're saying he stepped out way back at the 31. So 1st and 10 at the 30, actually, for the Broncos. Direct snap to Gilliland. Cuts from right to left. Clobbers his man right there. Deontay Lindsay dared to get in his way, and he just threw him to the ground.
Yeah, he said, screw that spin move or a juke. I'm going to come right through you, actually.
We ain't doing that. No, thank you. So 11:35 to go here in the fourth. Bethany hanging on to the ball, perfectly happy to run this clock down.
Yeah, and they're just going to keep going at quarterback.
Brennan, is it just me, or is there maybe a little bit fewer cowbells ringing?
Yeah, a little bit.
4 wide set for Gilliland in the direct snap, and he's going to throw. Takes a shot left side. I think Payne was supposed to be running a fly route, but miscommunication there. That one could have gone real bad if that defensive back had read that well.
Yeah.
I mean, just high lob for anyone to bring down. Brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 40 for the Broncos. Stops the clock at 11:09. Yeah, home crowd has really gone quiet here. And not for lack of attendance. The fans are still here for their Cougars. Payne takes the snap, throws over the middle. It's Braxton Mullins going to bring in the catch. Crosses midfield for a first down.
Yeah, really good play call right there. Just something simple, kind of a half RPO, just finding that slot, running a little hitch route for the first down. And I think that's the second reception for Mullins, I believe, tonight.
I think so. Certainly at least the second or third target.
Two or three, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he might be filling in for Griner, but we've got Griner there out wide to the right of the offense at the top of your screen. So 1st and 10 from the Ada 48 here. Payne back in at quarterback. But he's going to give a little pitch to Gilliland right side. Gilliland looking for blockers. Nice second effort from Judson. They nearly pulled him down, but he continues forward, picks up about 5.
Yeah, if he didn't get pushed in the back right there by the star number 44 for Ada.
Kilgore.
Yeah, Kilgore, he would have definitely had a lane for sure.
Yeah, to be honest, with the exception of a few plays, Kilgore has not been the threat to our offense that I thought he might be able to be. He's certainly, it's not been for lack of trying, and certainly forced his way into a lot of holding calls for the Broncos, but we just forced him into an encroachment call. Boy, love when the curse of the commentator works the other way. Hard count by Jackson Payne pulls Kilgore across the line of scrimmage. That's 5 yards. And I think, yep, that'll be a new set of downs.
Yep. Really good call there to just hard count it. You know, usually you wouldn't think about that, but really solid play calling we've seen for sure tonight.
Payne's really good at the hard count. I've seen him put defenders on their hackles many times since we've taken this one over. Hey, babe, I mean, that's how it looks. That's how it looks, baby. So 9:25 on the clock, and it is running. Bethany perfectly happy to watch that time slip away. Empty set for Jackson Payne. Bet you they run a little QB draw here. And that's exactly what they'll do. But Ada knew it was coming too. Payne won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure how I feel about that call.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what's coming there. You're not going to throw it.
Yeah, and you kind of know what's coming, but it also, late in the game being up, a little bit of time left to go, but that puts your quarterback at risk of getting hurt.
It does.
And that's, But Payne, he showed us that he is very, very tough, so.
He's got a tolerance for pain.
Yep.
Just an incredible athlete. 8:35 to go and counting. Bethany looking at 2nd and 11 from the 8 of 39. Gillen's going to get the snap, and he's going to pitch to Malaska in the backfield. First time we've seen him with the ball in his hands tonight, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4 before he's shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, I always like when a Malaska gets some snaps at H-back, pulling up. He's really good at pulling up some yards on the outside. Really speedy guy for sure.
I think that's one of the huge advantages that Bethany has on offense, that you have a lot of guys that can line up at a lot of different positions, and they can be effective at all of them. I mean, Malaska's effective out of the backfield as a blocker.
Yeah.
Yep. We can see, we've seen Gilliland throw. We know Payne can catch. He can play great safety. Just so many guys that can play so many positions. Gilliland on the direct snap, going to pitch out to Malaska here on 3rd and 5. Malaska trying to find room and nearly found room for a first down. Picks up about 4
and a late
instead.
Flag.
And another flag, and the home crowd is frustrated at this point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an unsportsmanlike after the play.
Understandable frustration from these home fans. They were getting a lot of calls to go their way in the first half, but the game overall has not gone their way, and the calls not going their way at all in the second half, to the point that I'm getting a little frustrated for them. Man. And they're going to wave it off. That's the home fans are happy about that. So 4th and very short for Bethany. Offense is going to stay on the field. Officially, it's a 4th and 1. And it does look like it's literally just a solid yard there. Gilliland is in the backfield as the quarterback. He tries the hard count, and Ada is not biting. 7:55 and counting on the clock. Direct snap, Gilliland straight up the gut. Think he got it.
Yeah, he definitely got it. He has a lot of downhill force for sure.
Man, that is the truth. I don't know how he makes this flat terrain. Looks like he's just charging down a hill, but he does.
Phil, I'm kind of curious on how it feels to be actually that fast. I've never experienced that before.
Could not tell you, sir. I don't think I remember in first grade being very proud of myself that I was maybe the third fastest person in the class.
The fastest I ever run, I was, I believe, 16 years old at 130 pounds and ran a 4.8, and I felt really happy about that.
That's pretty impressive, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't crack 5. Gillen gonna get another direct snap here.
Ooh, stiff arm.
Nice stiff arm, yeah. Mouthful of glove.
And now I remember his name, the Winter Soldier.
Right?
The iron arm.
The arm, baby. 3 or 4 on that one. Clock down to 7 minutes and just bleeding down slowly. Starting to see an Ada fan or two head for the exits. It is starting to look a little bit bleak for the Cougars here.
No more cowbells.
They're certainly minimal. 2nd and 7 is going to be what the Broncos are looking at here from the Ada 25. Payne's back in at quarterback getting the snap. But no surprise, he'll give it to Gilliland, who immediately just runs right into his blockers before he gets tackled from behind. See, and that's one of those things where if you did that to me, I would not get up off the ground and I would be crying. Judson just pops up and he's ready to go for the next play.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of touches in this fourth quarter and hasn't shown the slightest of fatigue or brokenness at all.
We know it's what he wants because we saw his frustration when he was taken out of games before and not allowed to do this. And I mean, hey, it's working. 3rd and 5 from the Ada 22. Payne in the shotgun, going to tuck it and run. Picks up maybe 3 or 4, still going to bring up 4th down.
But I do want to touch on, I think this is a different team that we've seen previously in the weeks, especially the team we played against, when we played Blanchard and Tuttle, and a few of the games we've even blown out people. This is, playoff football. Bethany has showed up big, and this is, a different team. You've got to play difference in the playoffs to win, and I like the way they're playing and moving, especially defensively. This is the second game, if they hold them, to 6 points.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, that it really, the coaching seems to be at a higher level. The toughness is at a higher level. The play calling is very clever. This whole team has been on a different level in the playoffs. Bethany going to take a timeout and talk this one over. 4th and 2 from the Ada 19. Only 4 minutes and 58 seconds left on the clock. We'll take a little break ourselves here. It's Bethany Broncos football, Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium. Bethany Broncos facing another 4th and 2 here on the Ada 19, leading 23-6 with 4:58 left to go in the game. Might be the last stand for the Cougars and their cowbells. Gilliland up the middle, enough for the first. They have just not been able to stop that halfback dive straight up the gut. And there's still time enough left for something crazy to happen, but 17-point lead, less than 5 minutes to go, ball in the hand of the team that is leading, it is looking very likely that Bethany will be heading for a semifinal matchup, a rematch versus their interdivision rivals, the Tuttle Tigers.
That'll probably be the week of the game, or the game of the week.
Absolutely.
Sure.
That'll be huge. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Payne on a keeper. Takes it around the right side. Tries to stay in bounds, but they're not going to let him do that. Picks up maybe 6 or 7 on that one.
And I think when we played Tuttle, we had, like they did last week, they had a lot of frustration, a lot of penalties against
That's true.
them
That's
and
true.
Tuttle. So
and Tuttle, we had a shot early in the game, and then it just really got away from us.
We had a lot of momentum defensively, and they just kind of carried away with it for sure.
So rematch will be something that they'll be excited about. There's a lot of big play athletes on that Tigers offense that torched us that we'll be ready to see if we can cover up next week. Flag down on the play as Gilliland gets the direct snap. Again, with that downhill running, he just keeps going even when it seems like it's not going to happen. It's going to be against the Broncos. I believe it's holding. Stops the clock at 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go. So now 2nd and 15. Holding call only pushes him back, or pardon me, 2nd and 14. It's a spot of the ball foul. So they only are pushed back 4 yards. Gillen back in as the man who will receive the snap. Devontae Melton behind him. And stutter step by Gillen as he waits for Melton to develop with his block. Gets around the right side, picks up about 6. Clock is chugga chugga choo choo going down. I know that didn't make sense, but just work with me here, folks. 3:35 left to go in the 4th, in the game, in the quarterfinal. Cowbell's coming out for a big-time 3rd down. Mathematically speaking, Ada is still very much in this game.
Yeah, but you got to think there'd have to be some really big things to happen. Either an interception, fumble ball, carried to the house, going for 2, make it
Mathematically,
onside.
mathematically speaking. Hey, mathematically speaking, the Jets are eligible for the playoffs. Molaska, left side, breaking free. Nobody will touch him. My goodness, he didn't even have to make anyone miss. There was no one close enough to have to do that.
Great blocking downfield to allow him to just bump it on the outside. And like I said, that speed, he just makes a turn like he would on a track. And
He made it look easy.
Yeah.
Wow. A different team, man. I mean, we kicked the heck out of a couple of bad 4A teams at the end of the season, Medill and everything. Ardmore was not a bad team, though, and we kicked the heck out of them. Yeah. This is a team that is ready to make a deep run and ready to bring a state championship to Bethany. They've got some big guys to get over first if we can manage to beat Tuttle. Most likely it'll be Elgin waiting for us in the final on the other side of the bracket. Tarrant in for the extra point, and he'll nail it straight down the middle. I had the gall to doubt Griffin Tarrant's kick power, and we watched this kid hit a field goal from the 40-yard line at halftime.
Yeah,
He's got a leg.
When you got a guy that can just, blast it from that, and I know most people don't kick it in high school on 4th downs and that, but he definitely has this leg strength to do so.
So 30-6 is the score on the board now. Again, mathematically, they're still in there, but folks, this one is pretty much over. If you're a fan of your purple Broncos with the horseshoe on the helmet, you can theoretically book your ticket for the semifinal. Because, folks, we are going. So as I understand it, that game will be at a neutral site, potentially a 4A neutral site. Certainly we'll get more information about that as soon as it's available. I would recommend checking the Bethany Athletics Facebook page. That's been a great place for me to find resources about Bethany Athletics and Bethany football games. Any announcement about the neutral site will definitely be coming from there. And important to note also, it will not be next week.
It won't.
Next week is Thanksgiving. They skipped next week. The
That's
semifinal
true.
will be December 6th. Friday, December 6th. So we'll have ourselves a little Thanksgiving break. Denton Jaggers with a high looping kick. Received behind the 30 by Deontay Lindsay, who has been really just wrapped up tonight. Karan Richardson is an impact player that was able to show off a little bit for the Ada Cougars on offense, but really I expected a lot from Lakevian Richardson as well, and also Deontay Lindsay on the outside. Really thought we'd see some deep shots from Broyles and see them go after him. A couple in the first half, they kind of tried some one-on-one, didn't really work out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We haven't seen really anything downfield. We haven't seen much combos. We've seen a couple completions, but I think in the first drive, it really rendered their confidence to throw it down the field is when we had those two tip passes by Tolley. And that kind of set the standard.
Yeah, that did really seem to change their minds about how much they wanted to throw the ball after that. 1st and 10 for Ada with 2:49 left to go. They'll take over at the 20. Broyles looking for Lindsay over the middle on a slant, and it's incomplete.
And you're going to see kind of not a quarters, but a cover three, kind of deep cover three, just not letting anything get them deep, late in this fourth quarter, kind of don't want them to get a shot on you.
I think that's the way to be. Yeah, now we see a mass exodus of Ada Cougars fans. Still quite a few staying in their seats. We'll give them credit. They support their home side here real well. But definitely some folks have had enough of the cold. They're going to head home. Pass over the middle, complete. Making people miss. That's probably the best play that we've seen through the air.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier when you can when you don't have linebackers sitting back. Oh, and there's a late flag.
It felt like it was getting a little chippy. I wouldn't have been surprised to see that flag. But a big catch there by Cannon Parker. Sophomore listed as a running back and quarterback, but has been lined up as a slot receiver or wideout for most of the game. Clock stopped at 2:31 as we wait for the officials to figure out what they want to do for the rest of the game.
Yep, unsportsmanlike on Ada.
Yeah, I didn't catch sight of what that must have. I guess they just must have been a little too chippy there at the end of that game, or end of that play.
Yeah, they're getting a little chippy, especially when you're down, and I don't know if it was a senior or not. Just, emotions are flowing.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do feel for those kids that won't have a chance to come back next year and try this one again. 2:31 on the clock, 1st and 10 from the 22 for Ada. Bethany takes a timeout. That's intriguing.
Yep.
But hey, all right. So timeout, Bethany. We'll take a little break ourselves. Bethany Broncos football here on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back here in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University Football Stadium, watching the Bethany Broncos close this one out against the Ada Cougars. They're up 30-6 in this 4A quarterfinal with 2:31 left to go. Ada trying just to get a consolation score here. It's another big catch by Parker, though.
Yeah, it's a good throw, too.
Yeah, Caden Parker showing out as the receiving threat that we didn't know existed. Not a guy that I saw really in film or on the statistics sheet, but man, he's showing out. And
he got it.
Intercepted. Broyles throws it to Wyatt Geisler. Returns it back inside the 20, and you really got to think that'll do it.
Oh, yeah, that'll definitely do it. 2 minutes left. Man. Not a good way to go out as a quarterback. I know you're trying, but that's just frustrating.
You got to try to find something. And just, as I pointed out before the game, Broyles looks a little gimpy. Like maybe he's nursing a little bit of a foot injury. Could be something that's impacted his ability to throw accurately or run the ball. Honestly, quarterback runs were something that I saw him utilized on, other than that fourth down where they looked like they were going to go for a quarterback run and then did the jump pass.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him do that. So some dimensions of their offense were definitely missing tonight. Whether that was injury-related or not, we can't really know. But
more likely we're going to see, maybe a play or two and then a couple meals.
Without a doubt, yeah. 2:08 left on the clock. Yeah. Bethany with this one well in hand. Winning, will take this one home as a win with a score very similar to the playoff win last week, 28-6 over Weatherford.
Oh, there's Dole.
Oh, wow, yeah, Jackson Dole showing off the power, picking up about 9 yards on that carry. Gets the clock under 2 minutes and just sink that thing on down to 0.
You kind of got to think, do the coaches, stay classy and take the kneel just for, class points, or do they try to punch it in?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a game where class points are going to count for much for you.
That's true. That's true. It is playoffs, and you earned it. So
Ada's coach has played a little chess with us. We could play a little chess right back if we want to, but I think our coach is a little too classy for that. He's known as a family man. He's not going to rub it in, I don't think. Second and about 3. They're going to give it to Dole again. Just keep that clock running. Dole pretty much gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up one. And speaking of one, that's how many minutes are remaining in this game. We are down to 1 minute exactly and counting.
Yeah, they're going to call victory formation.
Payne is calling victory himself. These guys are stoked, understandably so. These have been 2 huge wins, and this is one tonight that easily could have slipped away in the first half.
Yeah.
The big penalties, mental mistakes, the botched snap on the punt, and just so many things could have sunk the Broncos' hopes early. They kept their heads up. They kept their cool, and we're going to the semifinals because of it. Great coaching, cool heads prevail, and your Bethany Broncos will move on to the 4A semifinals after taking down the Ada Cougars 30-6 here at East Central University Stadium behind a huge effort from Judson Gilliland, and the defense again stifles our opponents to 1 score.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's somebody you've got to give a great credit to, is the defensive coordinator and those boys out there pushing and getting pushed back, and some times where we thought they were going to score, but no, interception or a great, 4th down, 3rd down stop. So kudos to those guys. Great to keep both teams in the playoff to 6 is incredible. Usually does not happen.
Wild. Yeah, the defense has been the MVP of the playoffs so far for the Broncos. Well, we won't see you next week because we'll be eating turkey. But join us in a couple of weeks for the 4A semifinal versus Tuttle at a neutral site. Keep your ear to the ground. We'll be there. We hope you will too. For Phil Rodriguez, Brendan Rodriguez, Jordan Rodriguez, and our cameraman Keegan Maddock, we are thrilled with the victory here. Final score, 30-6. Bethany